The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live single-handedly revived the Walking Dead franchise, and in this video, I will tell you how it did so. The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live aired February 25th, 2024, and continued the Walking Dead universe. I say The Ones Who Live continued the Walking Dead universe, however, I believe The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live revived the universe in many ways, and let me tell you why. The Walking Dead regular series premiered October 31st, 2010, and concluded November 20th, 2022 after 11 seasons and 177 episodes. Now, obviously, AMC couldn't just end it with 11 seasons and a lot of money after a very successful TV show. They had to go and announce 3 main series spin-offs. However, when AMC announced these spin-offs, they went about it in a way that really split the fan base. So before the main series concluded, they announced the 3 spin-offs, The Walking Dead: Dead City, The Walking Dead: Daryl Dixon, and at the time, Rick Grimes and Michonne. Now, the reason this announcement caused controversy is because it was well before the ending of the 11th season, and we pretty much knew that Daryl, Maggie, and Negan were not going to die with the show ending. I never really had a problem with it because, let's be real, I didn't think AMC was going to kill off Maggie, Negan, or Daryl, especially Daryl. But that's for another video. This video is how The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live revived the Walking Dead universe, so let's get into it. So AMC Plus really had no firm numbers for how many viewers they had, but they did share that The Ones Who Live had more viewers in 2 days than any other AMC Plus show has had in a week since their service launched. The Ones Who Live also had 896,000 same-day viewers, higher than Dead City and Daryl Dixon. However, getting into just ratings, Season 8, Season 7, and Season 11 are ranked the worst 3 seasons in The Walking Dead, and those are obviously some of the last seasons that they did. Now, some people obviously can sit here and say that The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live are doing so good because Rick and Michonne are returning and everyone's hyped about that, which doesn't really make much sense as Season 7 and Season 8 are ranked some of the worst seasons in the show, and both of those seasons had Rick and Michonne in them. Which just goes to show that in some people's minds, you can have the 2 main characters there and have some pretty bad seasons, you know. A lot of shows have the main character stay throughout the show and it still end up having some bad seasons. And out of 11 seasons of a show, you know, people complain about 2 or 3 of them. I don't really think that's bad. However, the people who complain about Season 7, 8, and 11, I don't really see the problems with them. I actually love Season 11, probably one of my favorite seasons in the show. But The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live obviously brought back a lot of the older fans who probably didn't watch throughout the Season 9, 10, and 11 after Rick and Michonne both left. So yeah, of course, there's going to be some hype around the main characters returning. I mean, who doesn't love Rick Grimes and Michonne? But I don't think that's why people love the show as much as they do. The Ones Who Live just bring a completely new vibe to the television show. Now, I didn't watch the spin-off of Fear the Walking Dead, so I don't know how much they got into the CRM in that show. But I do know that The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live made it pretty easy for me to watch without having the knowledge of the Fear of the Walking Dead. Also, the way they did Rick's story was really good in my opinion. You know, they showed 6 years worth of misery essentially with this character until he finally just accepted that, hey, I'm not getting out of here. I might as well just make the best of it. You know, they kind of made the CRM feel like a prison that just was not escapable. Like you couldn't get out. Once you're there for the rest of your life. You're never going to see the people that you knew before that again. And it really just showed the desperation of how Rick Grimes really just wanted to get back to his family constantly. That's all he thought about up until, you know, he just gave in. He's like, you know, I'm never getting out of here. I might as well just figure out a way to live with it and, you know, just do good by my family as best I can. I also thought that the dream sequences were really well done, where he was dreaming that, you know, he's just in a normal world and he met Michonne. I don't know if it was really Michonne who he was meeting, but it was the same actress, you know. He met her and, you know, they started to flirt and fall in love. And it got to the point where he couldn't even dream about her because whenever he dreamed about her, all he saw was the CRM and flames and that type of stuff. They introduced us to a character named Donald Okafor, who is pretty much Rick Grimes' not trainer, but Rick Grimes' friend, I'd say. You know, over the years, they built a relationship, and he had actually known Okafor longer than he did Daryl and Michonne. It's things like this, like the main character meeting a side character that we were only going to see for one episode. It's things like that that just make this show great. And the ending to Season 1, Episode 1, obviously with, you know, Rick flying in the helicopter, and this is kind of where he's just accepted it. He said he's in, and then a missile of some sort hits Okafor and kills him. and the helicopter goes down, and we don't really know what's going on until we see a figure with, the Michonne's katana taking out the fallen agents one at a time. And then when she gets to Rick, she goes to kill him, and she realizes who he is, and they just end in a blank stare, like they're both staring at each other in disbelief, and the episode just ends there. And they pretty much continue this way of going about it in season 1, episode 2 of The Ones Who Live, where Michonne's story is told. She's introduced to this group of group of survivalists that we saw her leave the show with in season 10 of The Walking Dead's main series. We get introduced to this group who later on gets gassed out by the helicopter of the CRM. Rick had nothing to do with with the killing at that point. He didn't really even know that was going on. The 2 survivors of the bombing by the CRM were Michonne and a new character, Nat. I really like Nat. He was introduced and really became close to Michonne. He told Michonne that you don't need to see Rick to believe that he's still out there. And they were actually about to give up, and that's when we see the CRM helicopter. So Nat used this contraption that he made to shoot missiles at the helicopter. The first one obviously hit Okafor, and he didn't really realize that it actually hit inside the helicopter. But the second one hit the copter, and that's how it went down. So they explain that, and then they show Michonne doing her thing, and they kind of continue from where we left off on the first episode at this point, where Rick and Michonne are hugging and kind of reuniting. And that's where they go on and kill Nat. One of the soldiers who survived shot him, and we had to see his death, and they blamed the helicopter shooting on him so Michonne could be like kind of this innocent bystander. But the endings to all these episodes, man, they were pretty great, because in this episode it ended with Jadis, the same woman in the regular series who saved Rick and put him on the helicopter and brought him to the CRM, telling him that if he tries to escape, she's essentially going to have to kill everyone she used to know and some of the people that she used to know she was fond of. And in my opinion, that is why this show revived The Walking Dead. This show kind of gave us what we loved about The Walking Dead in the earlier seasons, the sense of the unknown, and just really kind of a breath of fresh air to the series. So that's it for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I've never been really good at introduction videos, so I figured I'd skip that and just get right into the videos I've wanted to make for this channel. If you did like this, please leave a like. Feel free to comment and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one.